Speed is the name of the game in modern warfare. News reports and military analysts talk about surgical strikes and lightning-fast movements, because power today shifts in a heartbeat. This same intensity defines the ancient world in Daniel's vision. Before the world can even process the threat, the goat covers the earth with such speed that its feet don't even touch the ground. We're looking at a collision of empires that rewrites the map of the world. Good day, Gracekeepers. My name is Joe, and this is Daily Dose of God. Pull up a chair. We are going to read Daniel 8, verses 5 through 8. As I was thinking about this, suddenly a goat with a prominent horn between its eyes came from the west, crossing the whole earth without touching the ground. It came toward the two-horned ram I had seen standing beside the canal, and charged at it with great rage. I saw it attack the ram furiously, striking the ram and shattering its two horns. The ram was powerless to stand against it. The goat knocked it to the ground and trampled on it, and none could rescue the ram from its power. The goat became very great, but at the height of its power the large horn was broken off, and in its place 4 prominent horns grew up toward the 4 winds of heaven. So yesterday Daniel saw the ram with 2 horns. That ram represents the Medes and Persians. Today, another animal enters the vision. Daniel sees a goat coming from the west. The goat has 1 large horn between its eyes, and it moves so fast that Daniel says it crosses the whole earth without touching the ground. Later on in Daniel 8, we'll meet Gabriel, who explains what this means. The goat represents Greece, and the large horn represents the first great king of Greece. That large horn is usually understood to be Alexander the Great, because he was the Greek king who rose in this sequence. He defeated the Medo-Persian Empire and spread Greek power across the ancient world with incredible speed. That matches what Daniel sees. The goat comes from the west. He moves so quickly, it's pictured as barely touching the earth. And it crashes into the ram with overwhelming force. Alexander was still young when he became king, but his conquests moved quickly. He led Greece against the Medo-Persian Empire and defeated it. So when Daniel sees the goat charging at the ram, he's seeing Greece rise against Persia. This is why the picture is so violent. The goat attacks the ram, breaks its 2 horns, knocks it down, and tramples it. In plain English, Greece defeated the Medes and Persians completely. The 2 horns were shattered because the power of that empire was broken. That gives us a clear picture of how quickly power can change hands. We watch the news and see countries threatening each other, leaders making deals, armies moving, and people trying to figure out who has the upper hand. One minute everyone's talking like a certain power is unstoppable, and then something shifts, and the whole conversation changes. That's the kind of world Daniel's seeing in this vision. Persia rises after Babylon, and then Greece rises after Persia. The names change, the maps change, and people living under those empires have to live through the consequences. The Medes and Persians were the empire that took Babylon down. Babylon had been the great power in Daniel's lifetime. It had conquered Jerusalem, destroyed the temple, and carried many of the Jewish people into exile. Then, in Daniel 5, Babylon fell, and the kingdom was given to the Medes and Persians. So the ram is a major kingdom. This is the empire that replaced Babylon. It ruled over a massive territory. It controlled the land where the Jewish people lived. It became powerful enough that, for a time, no nearby kingdom could stop its expansion. But Daniel sees that powerful ram get hit by the goat and thrown to the ground. That means Greece came against Persia with total dominance. Alexander's victories broke the power of the Medo-Persian Empire, and the kingdom that once looked untouchable was suddenly finished. That's what Daniel's watching in the vision. The ram has conquered Babylon, and the goat conquered the ram. Persia looked great until Greece rose greater, and then the goat becomes very great. That means Greece became a major world power after defeating Persia. Alexander's victories spread Greek influence across the ancient world. His empire became enormous. But then Daniel sees something strange. At the height of the goat's power, the large horn is broken off. That points to the sudden death of Alexander the Great. He died young, while his empire was still powerful. His rule ended before he had an heir strong enough to hold the whole empire together. After the large horn is broken, 4 horns grow in its place. That means Alexander's empire was divided into 4 main kingdoms after his death. His generals took control of different regions, but none of them had the same power that Alexander did. So Daniel 8:5-8 shows the rise of Greece, the fall of Persia, the death of Alexander, and the division of his empire. That's a lot of history packed into one vision. The vision begins with empires, but it's already moving towards something heavier. From one of those divided kingdoms, another ruler will eventually come. That ruler will turn his attention toward Israel, attack Jewish people, defile the sanctuary, and treat the truth of God's word like it has no authority. Today's section shows us the speed of Greece. A goat comes from the west, breaks the ram's power, and then its own great horn is broken. Kingdoms can look permanent while they're still standing, and then collapse when the next power rises against them. In tomorrow's episode, Daniel's vision narrows again. The focus moves from empires conquering land to a ruler who starts attacking worship, obedience, and the people of God. Thank you all for being here. God bless you and yours. And I can't wait to see you here tomorrow for another study. Have a great day, folks.